死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにガチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君、まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ、万歳、ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランド、トゥライドまで。
出ろ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてね。この世界、季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだった。大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコを掴んでいいさ。そう。言い放せるで。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Cobra Cast 199, Cobra Cast After Midnight. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of the 199. Happy to see all of you here today. And boy, oh boy, it's been a long few weeks, but we're here. We've made it. And we have an agreement for a ceasefire. But we also have reports that we don't have a ceasefire yet. So I am getting everything figured out right now. So I just got in and literally the first thing that I did was I went live. So I had about an 8-hour drive. So after my stream earlier, I drove. I'm all the way home. I literally just walk in the door, drop my bags, and start a live stream. So how's everybody doing? And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting day because we had the reports earlier that we have a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. And that was supposed to begin 6 hours from the time that Trump made this tweet. Now, it gets a little more complicated because there's a few more details in there. But yeah, the reaction has been crazy. I was on Twitter and I was absolutely going off on everybody. I was taking my victory tour for sure, and it was a lot of fun. And we'll see. But I don't know the latest in the last few hours. I don't really know what was going on. I wasn't able to keep up with it. So we're going to go through everything. I'll give everybody time to get in here. Dark Schwartz Rising with a 50. Ed says 199. Look at there. Thank you, Dark Schwartz Rising, for the $50 super chat. Let's freaking go. Milton199 says, Jeremy, I believe that's my stapler. One of the greatest comedies of all time right there, Office Space. Yeah, so I've completely been taking a victory tour on this one, a victory lap. So I posted this. I said 6'3", 200. Hang on. Why is it? I don't care about reaching more followers. 6'3", 215 pounds, shredded and saving the world. This is what the peak alpha male physique looks like. You don't have to like it, but this is what the peak alpha male looks like as he's saving the world. Shredded alpha male. And I love how is everybody having a good time? So you don't have to like it, but this is what the peak male physique looks like. So yeah, I kind of was like, I tweeted the Panickin's struggling really bad. And that was kind of my first tweet, Panickin struggling. I said, the good news is, all of the retards that called Trump a warmonger will find something else to cry about starting tomorrow. If you couldn't figure out Trump after 10 years, that's your problem. MAGA doesn't need you or want you. I proceeded to then go, Nobody is more upset about world peace than the so-called anti-war influencers right now. And what else did I say? President Trump won, MAGA won. But I think that we should handle this in the most professional way possible and roast the living fuck out of every single person that called him a warmonger. And I stand by that 100%. Again, criticism is one thing. And I've seen a lot of people that went on the George W. Trump nonsense. I've seen a lot of the people that called him a warmonger try to say, well, there's nothing wrong with criticizing him. There is nothing wrong with criticizing him. I criticized him. I second-guessed him on him dropping bombs on Iran's nuclear facilities. That is not what people did. People called him a warmonger, and they compared him to George W. Bush. Fuck that noise. You don't get to just move past that one. Alex fucking Jones, you don't get to just move past that shit, dude. Like, George W. Bush is an evil motherfucker. George W. Bush is evil, and what he did to this country and what he did to our soldiers and what he did to the American people by using 9/11 so that he could go and have his little war, fuck that. Fuck that. So I absolutely, like, after 10 fucking years of President Trump doing what he does, for people to sit there and question him to that level, like, again, criticize him and go for it. You can criticize him all day long. Now, with that said, this whole thing has been really messy because we're getting all types of reports, and I don't know what to believe in terms of the reports. I have no idea what to believe. I don't know what's true and what's not. And that's kind of par for the course for what anything in the Middle East, because while there's supposed to be a ceasefire, we're getting reports that there is no ceasefire. And I'm going to go over a lot of those reports right now. So we really don't know. We really don't know what's going on at this moment in time. Give me just a minute. I'm trying to pull up my chat so I can, here we go. And where was it? What were we looking at? Right here. There we go. Okay. So, thank you guys for being here at this late hour, and we're going to kind of go through all of this. So 41 seconds ago, this was just tweeted by President Trump. The ceasefire is now in effect. Please do not violate it. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. He just posted this. I fucking love this dude, man. This shit is great. We now you've got the Middle East, like, they were like throwing bombs at each other. Trump War Room just put it out right there. So you got let me see if I can find it. Like, you've got these motherfuckers, like, it's like you know how you have like a hockey game and you just let them fight until they're too tired. That's kind of what it is. Like, all right, get the war out of you, fire off your last few missiles, and then you guys have to stop. It's so retarded. The Middle East is a shit show. It's an absolute shit show. And the fact that President Trump has even gotten us to this part of the situation speaks volumes, man. I mean, he really is the GOAT. I mean, he really is. And so earlier we hang on, we had reports, and I want to show you kind of like how crazy the reporting has been, because the reporting has been absolutely all over the place. So let me see if I can find it. So right here, this is a few hours ago. Iranian foreign minister says there's currently no ceasefire or agreement unless Israel discontinues its strikes by 4 a.m. That was the agreement. What are you talking about? Like, and then he like makes another tweet and he's like, yeah, by the way, we're done. And I'm like, well, but you said like, you're essentially saying there is no agreement unless Israel holds up to the agreement. Like, what are we talking about, dude? It's so ridiculous, man. And it just shows you like the messaging and the narrative out there from a lot of the people involved with this. It really is wild. I tried to find it. Hang on, breaking. I think Breaking 911 had it as well. So right now, as it stands, President Trump just tweeted out and said that the ceasefire has started. Everyone behave. So daddy is watching. Okay. Daddy is watching. So right here. All right. So here you got this one. Okay. So ceasefire in effect with a question mark. All right. So this is like Iran has repeatedly made it clear Israel launched war on Iran, not the other way around. As of now, there is no agreement on any ceasefire. Blah, 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 blah. And then he sends another tweet out. And he sends another tweet out. And he goes, after saying there's no ceasefire agreement, then he says they're abiding by the terms of the deal. These tweets came out like within 10 minutes of each other. I'm like, what are we doing, dude? It's absolutely insane. So right now, we have President Trump on Truth Social, and the time for the ceasefire is now here. And daddy is watching, everyone. The ceasefire is now in effect. Please do not violate it. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. So we'll see if anyone violates it or not. But the victory tour has been great because the narrative of Trump being a warmonger, that's no more. And here's what those weirdos are going to do now. So let's say the ceasefire is violated. They'll blame that on Trump. The people that hate him or go anti-war, the anti-MAGA crowd or whatever, if someone violates it, they're going to blame Trump. And I'm like, how is it Trump's fault? He's the one that made the deal happen. He's the only person in the world that can even make the deal happen. But that shouldn't surprise anyone. And they're coping really hard right now. They're coping really hard with the results that President Trump is the greatest president in the history of this country. And I am loving it. Now, what's good about this is that not only is President Trump the greatest president of all time, he's also teaching the next Jedi Master his ways. Because J.D. Vance, apparently, I don't have Blue Sky, but apparently J.D. Vance went over to Blue Sky and said, President Trump just said to Iran's nuclear program, no way, Jose. Can somebody confirm if this is real or not? Because I don't have a Blue Sky. But apparently this is what he went over there and said. Now, this is after the whole Jose controversy. Can someone confirm if this is true? Because if this is true, J.D. Vance is well on his way to becoming number 48. I doubt anybody watching this stream has a Blue Sky account, to be fair. So it's really good to see that, though. Okay, so let me keep up with all this. Thank you guys for being here at this late hour. So Felix says, Panicans probably hoping war continues. Oh, they absolutely want war to continue. Absolutely. Fantastic Not says, Black Pillar is awfully quiet. The warmongers eating crow and crying their war isn't happening. Peace in the Middle East, hopefully. I personally don't, I appreciate that President Trump has made this happen. let's see. Oh, D-Day Cobra, he said it. You can see his blue sky without an account. Okay, so he did say it. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Anna says, sassy for Massey. Usage says, there are credible reports that your flagrant gayness endanger the ceasefire. Rope it in, Jeremy. This is world peace here, gay boy. What is that? I don't know how to say your name. We are not dealing with the regular Republican. He is the legendary MAGA Republican. You damn right. He is the GOAT. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier with a gifted membership. Thank you. The Royal We says the token Republican they have on CNN was serving up some shit sandwich tonight, force feeding them. I'm more happy about the Supreme Court today. Yes, President Trump got a win in the Supreme Court as well. So it's awesome, man. Yeah, Bird Up says Jeremy's almost there, guys. He's almost realizes what's going on. He's almost there. Not quite. But again, I will always disappoint you. So don't worry. All you weirdos are like, he's almost figured it out, guys. He's almost figured it out. Lucifer says, you say Middle East or Middle Yeast? Peace, baby. Peace, baby. We'll see. He's almost got it figured out, guys. All right. So there's a lot of reports that I saw reports that Iran has already violated it. This is before President Trump's tweet, by the way. But there's reports that Iran has violated it. There's reports that Israel has violated it. None of those are confirmed, by the way, but those are out there. And what's cool is JD Vance was actually live when this was announced with Fox News. Let me see if I can find that clip right here. It was really cool that JD was live when all of this happened. Let me see. I know I have it somewhere. If I can find it. I have so many things bookmarked. This is it right here. So this is when the announcement happened. Our great vice president was live.
And when you left the White House, were you thinking this was all gelling here?
When I left the White House, I thought that we might be able to get it across the finish line before this broadcast, and it looks like the president has been able to do that. I mean, look, he's been working the phones constantly, frankly, before the 12-day war started, but certainly over the past 12 days, the president's been extremely clear about America's national objective here. It is to create a world where Iran cannot build a nuclear weapon. We, of course, destroyed the nuclear program that they had, and the president told the entire team, we're going to work to make sure that they don't try to rebuild that nuclear capability in the future. And it's, look, this is a great thing. For Israel, think about this. They've accomplished an important military objective. They've helped us destroy the Iranian nuclear program. They've also destroyed the conventional missile capability of Iran that threatened the country of Israel. For the Iranians, I think this is a new opportunity to actually pursue the path of peace. As I said yesterday, what the Iranians have showed through their support of terror networks, through their now failed effort to build a nuclear weapon, is that they're just not very good at war. And I think the president really hit the reset button and said, look, let's actually produce long-term peace for the region. That's always been his goal. I actually think when we look back, we will say the 12-day war was an important reset moment for the entire region.
I like how they're calling it the 12-day war, by the way. And the other thing too, I got to say, thank you, President Trump, for the stories, the wonderful stories that we will be able to tell one day, because it's going to be a lot of them. Daddy, what did you do during World War III? I made memes about Lindsey Graham's wargasms. That's your World War III stories right there. I made memes, honey. That's what I did. Oh, man. 50, 60, 70 years in the future. What did you do during World War III? I heard it was a terrible time. Yeah, I made memes and talked shit on Twitter. That's basically all I did. So, Now, again, I want to be clear. I personally do not think that the ceasefire will last. I don't. But at least he got it. He at least he got this ceasefire to happen. But I don't think this shit's gonna last. This is the fucking Middle East, bro. Like, it's the Middle East. It's not gonna stop. But it'll be interesting to see. Is the Ayatollah alive? He better be alive. I'll show you why. The Ayatollah better be alive. Okay? He damn sure better be, because we got some important things going on right here. ALX and the Ayatollah were supposed to play Fortnite tonight, and I said I would join. So the Ayatollah better be alive, or me and Trump are going to have a problem. So hopefully we're going to have our Fortnite match. That's my main concern right now. So I haven't heard back from him, so I don't know if he's busy. ALX hasn't let me know yet. So hopefully we'll get that worked out, because I was looking forward to playing some Fortnite with him. So I don't know. I guess me and ALX can just run duos. We were looking to run trios, but I guess we could just run duos. I'd rather run trios with the Ayatollah. That'd be kind of cool. You probably get a lot of viewers. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll find out if he's alive or not. So this is the level of bullshit that we're at right now. Okay. Dark Schwartz Rising for 20 says, I made a blue sky just to be a subtle troll. But they sniffed me out very quickly and banned me months ago. It's such a sad place. You know, I feel like I'd have to look it up. I feel like I might have made a blue sky account like right when it launched, just because I try to make accounts on all these platforms. Like I had an account on, what was that fucking website that Jason Miller ran? That app. It was a Twitter clone. I can't remember. It was a Twitter clone that Jason Miller was running. So I know people in the chat are going to remind me of what it is. Getter. That's it. Getter. And so I had accounts on there. I have a True Social account, but I personally don't like True Social. As I said earlier, I think True Social is kind of it's not a bad platform, but I hate the name. I hate the name True Social. I think True Social is one of the worst names ever. No, I do not have an OnlyFans. I do not. I mean, if I could grift over there, I'd consider it. Parlor, I had a Parlor. My Parlor account blew up, and then they took the whole thing down. And yet you are locals. That's a very good point. Jimmy, you know what? I got to drop gifted memberships. Jimmy Ray just destroyed me. All right. I said I don't use True Social because of the name, but I use locals. That's 10 gifted memberships to the chat, man. That's 10 gifted memberships right there, Jimmy Ray. That is just on point, man. Like, I can't defend that shit for nothing. Can I drop the gifties here? Why will it not let me drop the gifties? Give me a minute. I got to drop 10 gifties. Like, that is like, I can't do anything. Like, when you get me like that, there's nothing I can do. All I got to do is pay up at that point. I'm like, you got me, brother. Membership gifting, 10 gifted memberships. And boom. There you go. Jimmy Ray just dropped 10 gifted memberships and destroyed me. So there you go. There you go. That's from Jimmy Ray. So, okay. So let's see what's going on, if we have any updates right now with all of this crazy stuff. Okay, drill, baby, drill. We got that. President Trump says the ceasefire is now in effect, and I do have live feeds of all of this going on. I don't know if any of these feeds are actually going to show us anything. And the problem is the reporting from Middle East is just such a shit show that it's just impossible. It's impossible to try to work through all of the BS and all of the stories. But I will say, and while this is not directly political, I appreciate when someone lives the gimmick, okay? I appreciate this. So you guys know I'm a big fan of the series Cobra Kai. If you've not seen Cobra Kai, you should. Karate Kid and Cobra Kai star Martin Kove was kicked out of the fan convention after allegedly biting co-star Alicia Hannah Kim during a VP meet and greet. According to the report, Hannah Kim told an officer that after tapping Cove on the shoulder to say hello, he suddenly grabbed her arm and bit her so hard it nearly drew blood. I mean, listen, man, don't fuck with Kreese, all right? I mean, don't mess with Kreese. He lives the gimmick, all right? Cobra Kai, baby. No mercy. No mercy. Holy crap. All these gifted memberships are dropping. You guys are insane. We've got Dark Schwartz Rising for 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Dark Schwartz Rising. Raggedy Man with 10 gifted memberships. And Jimmy Ray with 10 gifted memberships. You guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And shout out to the chat. The chat deserves it. Appreciate you guys. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with that gifted membership. Let's go. Your Barmy says Korea barbecue is that good. Apparently so. Apparently so. It was an interesting story. The reason I knew about it is because Ryan Kennel retweeted it. Of course he did. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, I listened to a video where some NATO countries are not happy that Trump is planning to pull out U.S. troops in NATO countries while expecting them to up their defense spending to 5% of their GDP. I didn't hear about that. I'm sure it's a thing, though. So I'll keep an eye on it. So let's see here. Marjorie, let's see. Well, that was earlier. Laura Loomer has probably been calling people out like crazy. I bet Laura Loomer has been on it. And if that's the case, that's awesome. What is this right here? So, hey, all those MAGA haters out there, all those MAGA haters, we see you. We see you, MAGA haters. How you doing out there? How you doing out there? We know it. You called the man George W. Trump. You called him a warmonger. You said he was dragging us into a forever war. And now look at it. Look at it. He remembers. He remembers. So like I said, I don't expect this to hold. I hope it does, but I just don't. Like Trump claims it's going to last forever. Trump said it. He said it's going to last forever. I don't think that's the case at all. Let me see if I can find that True Social post from him where he said that. Right here. Donald Trump. I'm over on his True Social right now. He's sent a lot, actually. A lot of tweets. Let's go over here to his account. Let me find it. Peace through strength. We got that. Trying to see where it was at. And maybe that could have been a quote that he put out where he said that he's like, it's going to last forever. And I'm like, I hope so, Prez. I hope so. I'm not here to doubt you. I already did enough doubting of him in the last few days. So I'm not here to doubt you. This is the initial tweet that he made right here. NBSD for 20 on Rumble says, thanks for the late night update. Thank you for being here at this late hour. Sorry I wasn't here earlier, but I was traveling. But here's what it says. It says, congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world during each ceasefire, or during the saluted by the world. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful. And the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will, I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, for having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. And let's see, this is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't. I mean, to be fair, that probably wouldn't have been a bad thing either, but neither here nor there. And never will. God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. God bless the United States of America. And God bless the world. So there you have it right there. And he is crushing it. The 12-day war, President Trump. Would you like to know more? Chester said sixth grade reading level. Reading level? Thank you. Chester, that's the nicest thing anyone has said in my chat in weeks. I appreciate that. Usually they say kindergarten reading. Thank you for the compliment. You didn't have to be so nice. Thank you, man. That's really like, you guys stop being so nice. All right. I do appreciate it, but you don't have to be so nice. Let's see. What is this one? So wait a minute. Oh, this is stuff showing up on my feed right now. This isn't aged well, JD Vance. We're not at war with Iran. Tell that to the U.S. soldiers getting bombed on bases in Qatar and Iraq right now.
Is the United States now at war with Iran?
No, Kristen, we're not at war with Iran. We're at war with Iran's nuclear program. And let me just say, Kristen, that we're incredibly grateful and proud of the American Air Force pilots who did an incredible job last night. The operation was really extraordinary. These guys flew from
Talk about not aging well. Seriously.
Missouri. They didn't land a single time. They dropped 30,000-pound bombs on a target the size of a washing machine, and then got back home safely without ever landing in the Middle East or ever stopping other than to briefly refuel. And of course, they did that in the air. So it's really an incredible operation, a testament to the power of American military. And I think what shows what can happen when you have that great American military in the hands of capable presidential leadership. What we did is we destroyed the Iranian nuclear program. I think we set that program back substantially, and we did it without endangering the lives of the American pilots. That's an incredible thing, and I think we all should be proud. Whatever our politics, we should be proud of what these guys accomplished. A very, very high impact mission under a lot of pressure.
So I guess 0 American lives died during World War III. Okay. Interesting. And again, it's not actually World War III, by the way. It's the 12-day war. It's not World War III. I'm memeing when I say that. I'm being sarcastic when I say that. The fact that people were trying to say that this is World War III is absolutely ridiculous. Again, I will repeat what I said. Do I think that this will continue? I don't have confidence in the Middle East that this ceasefire is going to continue. I think somebody's going to break it. I absolutely think somebody's going to break it. But I mean, who knows, right? Dark Schwartz Rising for 20 says, genuinely curious. Knowing what we know now, has your opinion on the strikes changed at all? Hell, absolutely. Absolutely. And hearing the breakdown from Pete Hegseth and from Marco Rubio, absolutely my perception on it has changed. But that's part of questioning, and that's what a lot of people that claimed that they were just questioning. No, you weren't. You weren't questioning. You weren't criticizing. You said Trump was a warmonger. You compared him to George W. Bush, and that doesn't piss me off because it's disrespectful to Trump. I don't really care about that. It pisses me off because you're giving credibility to George W. Bush by doing that. George W. Bush deserves nothing. George W. Bush deserves absolutely no respect whatsoever in any capacity whatsoever. George W. Bush deserves to burn in hell forever. That's what he deserves. End of discussion. So I don't really care about the disrespect of President Trump as much as I care about giving credibility to George W. Bush. Fuck that motherfucker. Forever. So, but yeah, my opinion, obviously with more information, I mean, let's go back to what my official stance on this whole thing was. Let's go back to my official stance. Let me find it really quick. Right here. So my official stance was this. My exact thoughts on the entire situation. I'm not happy about the decision. I'm very worried about the response to the actions that took place last night, meaning the strikes on Iran. Unfortunately, we're going to have to live in fear for a while, and that's not a good thing. Joe Biden spent 4 years allowing illegal immigrants into this country unchecked. That's terrifying. So the perspective there is if they had sleeper cells in the country and they were going to attack us from within the country because Joe Biden left borders open for 4 years, I was worried about that. And then we also had Tom Homan make the same claim that was a problem, that could be a potential problem. And then I said, I also have questions about Israel's involvement in the decision for us to go and bomb Iran. However, time will ultimately tell if this was a good decision or not. For all the negative hyperbole out there, President Trump could have possibly stopped future wars from happening with this decision. Nobody really knows. I just have a lot of questions and concerns. I still fully trust and support President Trump. So, most of my questions there have been answered. And especially if you listen to Pete Hegseth and his press briefing the other day, and General Raising Cane, and if you hear Marco Rubio, most of my concerns have been, answered. So, yeah, look at it now. I'm 100% like comfortable with it. Now, again, I don't think, nope. If President Trump is able to truly give us peace in the Middle East, he does not deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. They should rename it to the Trump Peace Prize because he will, it's unbelievable. And I just don't think it's possible to have peace in the Middle East. I just don't. So, but yeah, I guess we'll see. He seems to be pretty confident about it right now. I, not so much. It's the Middle East. You know what I mean? He deserves president of Earth if that happens. Very true. Very true. So we're watching it. But like I said, everybody's running with news stories from Israeli news, Iranian news, and it's impossible to tell if any of that stuff is legit or not. And right now, this clip right here. Okay. Is this the clip right here? Not that one. Stephen Miller. Anytime Stephen Miller talks about President Trump, you just have to sit back and listen with the popcorn because Stephen Miller is a badass right here. Stephen Miller is so on point.
Well, let's just take a moment to think about how historic this moment is and what President Trump has achieved in this 12-day war. Presidents going back to Bill Clinton have said it is the policy of the U.S. government not to allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. But under every president except Trump, Iran marched closer and closer to being able to put onto a ballistic missile a nuclear warhead that could take out an entire city. That has been the direction Iran has been going in year after year. President Trump took action flawlessly through the United States military to obliterate Iran's nuclear sites and to stop them through the use of military force from having a nuclear weapon. It was a bold, courageous action, and it happened without a single leak, without a single solitary service member losing their life. Everyone said, who was a critic of this action, that it would lead to World War III, and instead we have a ceasefire, and instead we have the beginnings of a new era of stability and peace and security in the Middle East. President Trump, once again, has demonstrated that he alone has the wisdom, the judgment, the strength, and the courage to see this nation through the most dangerous challenges we face around the world, Sean.
On point right there.
Well, let's
Very on point. Stephen Miller is, yeah, he is always that level of on point, though. So, let's see. Brockatron for 20 says, as a Canadian, I had no doubt in Trump and no doubt he wasn't starting a war. Similar to the last term with Solo. I think he might surprise himself sometimes, might need to get Saudi and UAE on board so they don't break the ceasefire. Yeah, I mean, it's the Middle East, dude. It's always been a shit show. It's always going to be. But don't think that everything's just going to be super calm and everybody's going to be happy. No. That's not what's going to happen. You're going to see people trying to spin this and spin this every which way. Even the people that claim that we're just anti-war and we just don't want this and we don't want that. And they're going to try to spin it and twist it and manipulate it, because it's not that they're anti-war. It's that they're anti-Trump, or they're anti-MAGA, or they're anti-establishment, or whatever it is you want to call it. But they're not anti-war. They're anti, I'm just going to take a different approach to this because too many people are cheering this guy on type thing. They need it. They need there to be some level of division or something like that. Dark Schwartz Rising for $20 says anyone can achieve even a few weeks of peace in that region is S tier. Trump might make us hold our breath sometimes, but he seems to always come through. Always. Every single time. Brian B says anyone who criticizes Trump is a bot with quotation marks. I don't know if you're talking about me, but I literally just got done going through my criticisms of President Trump on this whole thing. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I've already had to drop a few gifted memberships. I'm not going to go after you. It'll cost myself if I mess up. Jupiter Knight says Iran and Israel 5 minute majors for fighting. Your Barmy says Bill Gunn daddy ass is watching. You mean Billy Gunn? Is that what you're talking about? Milton 199 says finished pick. Holy shit. That's me as Milton. John Gets Gaming says 0 Americans lost, 13 bombs dropped to end a program, 12 days with Israel doing almost all of the work. We used Israel, not the other way around. Don't say that, because holy shit, man. If you make that assumption, oh boy, the people that have IDS will get fucking mad. Ooh, they're going to be in the chat right now. Watch them. Oh, they're going to get fucking mad. Because Ian Carroll and Candace Owens told them differently. So they're going to be really mad at you right now. Star Wars in Stripes for $20. Let's freaking go. And says nothing. Josie says fake MAGAs are forever exposed. Now let's get on with the deportations. 100%. And the Epstein client list. I'm not letting the Epstein client list go. I'm not letting that shit go. Epstein client list should be a priority. Trump, if you can create peace in the Middle East and you can release a fucking Epstein client list, I'm not letting that shit go. I'm going to continue pouncing about that. So, Archer Blade says JD is worthy to be our first millennial president. Star Wars Stripes, thank you for that 20. Mike S says people called those of us that kept supporting Trump and let him cook literal Bush 3.0 neocon warmongers to support a World War III, and now they're playing the victim. Fuck around, find out. 1,000%. Lucifer says Blue Sky requires you to be a PDF file or Mark Hamill. So Mark Hamill. That's a joke. That's a joke. Jeremy, you never sleep or something? Sleeping, like, I'll sleep when I die. But I mean, I do like to sleep, but not when there's like interesting stuff going on. So, you know, I'll sleep when I die. I'm seeing if there's any updates right now. My Twitter feed is just all over the place right now. It's showing me older tweets from earlier, and I want like recent tweets. I don't know why it's showing me all this other stuff right now. Oh, Mark Levin is very unhappy, by the way. Warmonger extraordinaire. Mark Levin is pissed. You see if I can find that clip of him that was going around. Let's see here. No, I had it somewhere. Okay, I think this is it right here. What is this? Was this? I think this was right when the ceasefire was announced, I think.
The truth, too. The truth, too. So we have a ceasefire. I hate this word ceasefire. I really do. The president hated it a few days ago, too. What's needed now is this, in my humble opinion. Iran should be forced to sign a surrender document, unconditional surrender. They lost their nukes. They've lost their air force. They have no ground-to-air protection. China didn't step in. Russia didn't step in. Not a single Arab country stepped in. The supreme Nazi is hiding in a bunker, much like Adolf Hitler did. Adolf Hitler wasn't thrown a lifeline. He wasn't thrown a lifeline. He was going to be killed, so he committed suicide. I'm very much interested in seeing how this plays out.
No, you're not. You're not interested in seeing how this plays out at all.
I really am. Because what does an agreement look like? Does that mean the supreme Nazi survives? Does that mean the regime survives? I guess so.
Well, if you're talking about my boy, the Ayatollah, Mark, I have a scheduled Fortnite match with ALX and him. So you're damn right. He better survive. I mean, I may have to hit up Trump to find out, but we have a scheduled Fortnite match, Mark. And that's a little more important to me than your hatred of the Ayatollah. Rock and roller Ayatollah playing Fortnite with me and ALX. That's a little more important to me than your feelings, Mark Levin. So I'm hoping that he's okay. I'm hoping that he has a good internet connection because I don't want to deal with his lag, by the way. These are the most important things to me, Mark Levin. I'm sure you're upset because you're a neocon warmonger. You're a very, very, very disgusting piece of shit. And I hope you continue to be miserable. And if you ever find it in yourself to stop being such a hateful piece of shit, maybe you can join me and the Ayatollah and ALX in a little bit of Fortnite. There you go, buddy. Go fuck yourself. Jaegerbomb says, still alive. I hope this ceasefire lasts. Stay frosty, though. All is well. And by rain, sunny, wish us luck over here. Prayers up, brother. Prayers up. And thank you for the updates, man. And let everybody know over there that the snake pit is with them. Absolutely. Let's see. Silver Bullet says, if Jeremy is 6th grade reading level, what does that make Beardo? 2nd grade? That's a little too nice for him. Predon Corp says, Jeremy, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Are you being nice to me? The Royal We says, honestly, the Supreme Court, when they gave Donald Trump with a deportation is a bigger victory. I don't care about sand people. Yeah, I mean, that was a huge victory as well. So I'm really happy about that one. All right, let's get it off that clown and let's see if there's any updates here because I don't want to miss any updates because there's a lot of moving parts still. And the Black Ops Iran campaign will be great, says John Gets Gaming. So I see a lot of old clips being uploaded of like, oh, this still going on. They're violating the ceasefire. I'm seeing a lot of those clips still being passed around. But that's how Twitter's been for the last few weeks right now. And a lot of people are oh yeah, I remember this. Remember when Candace Owens said this? Remember? Don't forget this one.
LG19 writes, serious question, will there be jobs or community military members can join when I get a dishonorable discharge for not contributing to delete people or my body for the interests of a certain foreign nation benefit? I love this question. I do believe that if war in Iran is on the agenda, and that appears so, get dishonorably discharged. Who cares? Who cares? Why should you go die in a foreign land? You now have the benefit of 2020. You can see, think about those men and those women who died because they were pitched that they were serving their country because there were weapons of mass destruction, right? They were serving their country because the Taliban, they were serving their country, whatever, and these people gave up their lives. And ask yourselves, for what? And the answer to that question is for the elites. They're like toy soldiers. And I would have said a few weeks ago that Trump would never do that to you. He would never just throw you into an Israeli war. But right now, our planes are flying in the sky, and things are going nuclear. So I don't have that confidence anymore. And I'm comfortable with people being dishonorably discharged because the dishonor has come from our politicians. The dishonor has come from our politicians who routinely lie in our faces and are willing to let us die to serve their financial interests. So why don't they dishonorably discharge themselves from public office?
So that was Candace Owens. Now, let me introduce you to maybe the person that's taken the biggest L in all of this, Dave Smith. Libertarian Dave Smith, who has taken the biggest L of all time, I think.
It was in 2007 that the Pentagon told George W. Bush that we cannot go to war with Iran because we do not have escalation dominance against them, essentially meaning that they can hit all of our bases and embassies in the region, and we are very vulnerable to them. And we've already seen demonstrated since the Israeli attack that the Iranian, the missiles that they sent last year toward Israel, as many of us guessed, that wasn't really their best. They were intentionally making an attack that wouldn't really hurt anybody, that wouldn't really lead to a war, which Iran has done over and over again. But now we've pushed them to the point where they probably don't feel that they have the option not to respond. And Donald Trump telling them to come back to the negotiating table now is a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, what a impotent leader to be sitting there talking about coming back to the negotiating table. It's like sitting after Pearl Harbor and telling FDR, now's the time to go negotiate with the Japanese. Right. Negotiations are over now. The time for negotiations was before this. And so, yeah, Donald Trump looks, and man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one. Wow. And not on some like not on some ridiculous Nancy Pelosi. Of course, the Congress will never do it because they're all a bunch of corrupt hacks.
This is the one thing they support. This is like
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. And I will say, despite the fact that, Donald Trump supporters have been labeled like a cult following, and that certainly is true for a percentage of his supporters, he is going to lose his coalition over this. I know I don't just speak for myself when I say there are a lot of us who simply will not go along with this. So it's just a devastating mistake. By the way, on top of that, he's also going to lose the deportation fight because of this. Because right now he needed all the political capital he could have to turn that, you got a majority support for deportations, but the minority is very mobilized and they're out and they're protesting all around the country. He needed all of his political capital for that move. So here's what we got. The neocons win. More war abroad and, bomb the world and invite the world. No matter who you vote for, you always get John McCain.
How many L's can you take in a 2.5 minute clip? Like, that is impressive to say the least. It's very, very impressive. That clip will haunt him forever. Now, I saw someone in the chat says, why is he well known or whatever? He's friends with Joe Rogan. That's really where he's really out. No, that's not the only reason. Like Dave Smith he's a comedian, he's a libertarian, he's a very prominent libertarian, and but he's really he's friends with Joe Rogan. He's been on Joe Rogan multiple times. That was impressive though. That was an impressive amount of L's that he took right there. So yeah, man. And another person that's been taking L's that let's see, I told you I've met him one time. And that is Luke from Timcast. And I actually commented to him right here. I said, because like when the ceasefire was announced, he's like, you need both sides to agree to a ceasefire. And this is like when a lot of the bad information keeps getting shared. And I'm just like, bro, like, it's pretty impressive how many times you've been wrong. Even if I was trying, I couldn't be wrong this many times in a row. Well done. Like, seriously, well done. Like, how can you be that wrong that many times? Even if somebody's trying, they're going to accidentally be right. This motherfucker was wrong like 150 straight times. It was really, really, really impressive. So I give him full credit for that. Let's see. Dark Schwartz Rice says, whoa, I had not seen that Dave Clip Smith WTF. You should, because if you go over to my D-Day Cobra 2 channel, I got eaten alive by Dave Smith fans. I don't know if I got ratioed on that video, but it was pretty close. I got eaten alive by Dave Smith fans. Let's see. So you go over to this channel, videos. Where's it at? Dave Smith. Right here. So, okay. So only 69 downvotes, but dude, like how many comments were on it? How do you read fucking comments on these anymore? Where the fuck are comments at? Is it because hang on. All right, where is the okay? So 341 comments to 400 upvotes. I nearly got ratioed in the comment section, not the dislikes, but the comment section. And I was just getting eaten up by Dave Smith fans. And guess who was right? I was right. Oh yeah, this is a clip right here of Dave Smith. Right here. Previously said that Donald Trump is a war criminal and should spend the rest of his life in prison.
I would be very happy for to see Donald Trump impeached for the illegal, immoral, borderline war of genocide that he's been helping the Saudis conduct in Yemen. Even grading on a curve. He is a war criminal who deserves to be tried and buried under the prison, just with right alongside Barack Obama and George W. Bush and John McCain and all the rest of them. Let me just say this real quick. Donald Trump should be in prison for war crimes for what he did to the people of Yemen. How's that for taking on the right? You're just defending your Democratic president. I actually stand on principle. Lockdowns and keeping Fauci on the job and Yemen and Israel and Iran, and there's just like the government spending, and there's just a lot of them that it's like I just kind of can't forgive him for. But I think I might vote for Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump looks, and man,
he's a war criminal that should be buried under the prison. But I might vote for him because a lot of my cool podcast friends are voting for him. But he's a war criminal that needs to be buried under the prison, and he has principles. But a lot of my cool podcast friends, Theo Vaughn had him on, and Joe Rogan had him on, and Elon Musk is friends with him. I think I'm gonna vote for him now. That's the principles right there. Your libertarian principles, apparently. But yeah, so I got eaten alive by the Dave Smith fans over there, and he does have fans. He 100% does. Let's see here. Your Barmy says, I don't understand the heel turn. Some of these people, it's gross. Alex Jones, Dave Barnes, no patience. Well, so Dave Smith just doesn't like Donald Trump, and he at least has been consistent in his dislike for Trump. I just showed you over the course of like several years. It's just that he broke that hatred because it was trendy and cool late in the game for the 2024 campaign. So I can at least understand that. Robert, I know Robert, and Robert, I can't really explain Robert's takes on that at all. Alex Jones, listen, man, I love Alex Jones. I love everything he's done for so many years. I can be critical of him for a couple of things, but like for what Alex Jones has been through, it's hard for me to be mad at Alex Jones. This man had everything taken from him, and he managed to, like, they took everything from him. They took everything from Alex, and he continued to be the man through all of it. They took everything from him. It's similar to, like, it's why I actually, for someone that you would think I probably would have problems with, I don't really like, I obviously disagree with this person, but it's like Nick Fuentes. Like, look what Nick Fuentes went through. You can dislike Nick Fuentes. You can dislike what he says. You can dislike his actions. That's fine. I don't agree with a lot of what he says. They've taken everything from this dude, and he still continues to be more relevant than ever. I can respect that and appreciate that. No matter how much you don't like someone and what they say, they should never be deplatformed. They should never have their shit taken from them. And they did it to Alex Jones. They did it to Nick Fuentes. And if I have disagreements with people, I look at the bigger picture of, why are you trying to silence them? What are they saying that's so bad that you're trying to silence them? And the fact that, Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes have remained as relevant as they are while being targeted by the most powerful, platforms and entities, I respect that. And so, I love Alex Jones, and Alex got to do what Alex has got to do. So, same with like, what's the fucking, I'm trying to think of his name. He's like one of the most famous people on social media. Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's another one. Why, like the deplatforming of Andrew Tate and the smear campaign of Andrew Tate. I'm not an Andrew Tate fan, but when you actively are smearing this man and taking his ability away to speak, I'm immediately going to have some level of sympathy to go, why is it that he gets taken down, but other people don't? I don't understand it. Nobody should be taken down. Nobody. If somebody is saying something that you don't like, tough fucking titty, they should be able to say it. It's that simple. Cretosis with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Cretosis. Yes, Milo was done the same way. Milo was done that way. And I just always have sympathy for people like that. I always will. And because it's about the system, like I'm more angry at a system that tries to silence an individual than I would be as angry about an individual that's saying something I don't like. Because there's always going to be individuals that say something I don't like. But when a system targets an individual, that tells me that that individual is saying something that is hitting a little close to home. So that's the way I have to look at it. Canis Dingus for 10 says, yes, very good. Trump completing the side quest of setting peace with the Sand People. Now can we get back to MAGA? It's only the fundamental campaign promise made back in 2016 is all. Well, I want the Epstein files released. That's what I want. So I would like to see the Epstein files released. Demi Moore's tapeworm for 10 says, Mark Levin doesn't know history. Hitler never committed suicide. That skull was that of a 28-year-old female. Also, most of the Nazis went to Argentina or came to the U.S. under Operation Paperclip. Well, I have no idea. Of course, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was the first one that they did wrong, and I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. Huge Michael Jackson fan. And of course, President Trump. They did him the same way. Heavy D at the movie says the 12-inch war starring United States Air Force and Mia Khalifa. Who's Mia Khalifa? I've never seen I've never seen a movie with her in it. I've never, I've never seen those. Never. I've never seen any of those. So, never. It's a very sarcastic question for those in the chat that don't watch the show regularly. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldiers nominate the Trump Prize for the Nobel Committee. Ghost to a Ghost says, this ain't much money, but thanks for your coverage. Brother, I appreciate it. I've told you this 1,000 times. I know I meme on the super chats and I lean into the grift element. Nobody has to send me a dime to watch me. You don't owe me shit. It's up to me to earn it. Whether you send me a 99-cent super chat or a $500 super chat, it's your money and I appreciate it no matter how much it is. So thank you so much. I appreciate it greatly. Mike S. says, Panicans are getting no sleep tonight. They are desperate for a huge attack and break of the ceasefire so they can launch preloaded Twitter attacks against Trump supporters. I wonder why. 100%. 100%. Let's see. Varinid with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Hayden Wayne for 20 says, wait, I took a nap for a little bit. I'm seeing that Iran violated the ceasefire and fired on Israel just a bit ago. Is that true? I just woke up and have no idea what's happening. At this point in time, I would not believe anything you're reading on Twitter. There's no way to know what's real and what's not real. The reporting has been so bad that I do not believe that's true. The most recent official update we have is from President Trump right here. But yeah, a lot of the reporting has been absolutely horrendous. So I would not believe those reports right now. I would not believe those. I mean, I've seen a lot of people, talking about it. And let's see. Hang on. Why are you calling me? Brother, I'm live. Don't say anything you can't say. All right, on Streamlabs. All right, I got it. All right, I'm on it. Later, brother. Bye. Hang on. I got people calling me, sent me Streamlabs. Hang on. I got to get my team to pull that up now. Okay. So that was Drinky Crow. All right. You want Jay? You want Jay in here? Hayden Wayne said, okay, I got that one from Hayden. Thank you, Hayden. I appreciate it. We got Dark Schwartz Rising for 50 says, well, prior to today, I would give Dave Smith the benefit of the doubt, but now he's doing the impeachment bullshit. He isn't stupid. He knows the requirements for impeachment, and he knows what he's saying is BS. What a tool. 100%. 100%. Again, man, there's just certain things like be critical, talk shit, say whatever you want. That's fine. But impeaching Donald Trump for something he didn't even do at the point in time is absolutely insane. It's laughable. Matt Frog says, I think Israel used Trump initially, but in the end, he outmaneuvered them with the ceasefire announcement. You know, the Israelis want regime change. I think if you listen to Pete Hegseth, I just don't know if that's the case, man. I really don't know. Because the way that it all played out, man, it looks like Trump used them. I know there's going to be people that are going to disagree with that, and I totally understand that. But Trump worked a magic trick, man. It was really something else. So let me see here. All right, I gotta pull up these from my boy Drinky. Let's see here. And is it gonna let me? All right, here we go. My boy Drinky. Have you all right, good Lord. All right, I got a 50 from Drinky. Says, I tried to cease fire a nuke and shit myself. That's a 50 from Drinky. And then Mod Amanda Foot for 50 says, did you see Robo Taxi event in Austin? Oh, you all hate Elon now. I don't know what the I think he's had a few. I think he's had a few tonight, okay? His next name is Drinky and says, I mean Jessica Footstrom for 50. And then another 50 by the name of Netond Yahoo says, pray on your knees and suck certain type of penis. Starts with a J and ends with a W. And then another 50 from Team Trump and says, built a new golf course in Iran. I already put 3 holes in it. I already put 3 holes in. Jesus, Drinky. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 $50 super chats from Drinky. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it so much. You mad lad. Nader's Brick Channel says, play Mark Levin, a sad song on the world's smallest violin. Doug Dig says, the LA unrest lasted longer than Iran versus Israel. Hopefully Gavin's future cellmate lasts longer than them both. Friction. Love the stream. J Prime, thanks. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying what we're doing here. I knew I wanted to go live as soon as I could. Jason Becker says, drunk super chats are the best. I 100% agree. Let's see. Hodge twins are tweeting now. Looking like we got America first and now Trump. There is Trump first. We are American first above any man, including Trump. MAGA is bigger than any one person. We pushed hard for him to win. Go back and look at our post. We agree with 90% of what he does, but disagree on bombing Iran for Israel. That makes us traitors. No, you're the, like, it's not as simple as that. Like, Hodge twins were going ham over Trump. Like, they went insane over the anti-Trump. He's a warmonger, all of that. And then on top of that, the Hodge twins, who were claiming that they know how to run the country better than Trump, couldn't even run their own Facebook page, because their Facebook page, while they were talking about how important it is to use your voice and call out Trump, their Facebook page with 6.5 million followers was posting pro-Trump shit. The Facebook page was posting pro-Trump shit while they were posting anti-Trump shit on Twitter, talking about, y'all need to be calling this man out. Y'all need to be using your voice. Y'all need to quit sucking up to Trump. And it's like, your fucking Facebook page is kissing his ass right now. So it's like, hey, you know, we know how to run the country, but we can't run our own fucking Facebook page. I like these guys, by the way. I've always loved the Hodge twins. I'm a huge fan of them. But come on, man. Like, this is ridiculous. All right. Let's get back to this. I'm trying to see if there's any, like, right now there's like not a lot of like legitimate updates that I see. There's not a lot of legitimate ones. Most of the people that I follow are all asleep, apparently. And I'm only seeing a lot of, let's see. IR Mad Cow says, you are ridiculous. And he put it in all caps. He really. Whoa. He put it in all caps, boys. All caps. It's over. You're fucked, chat. So, yeah. Hey, this is completely unrelated to a lot of the stuff that we're talking about. But if I can make this work, Twitter's having problems right now, so I can't play the video. But DHS has approved Florida's plan to build a massive facility surrounded by alligators for detaining illegals in the Everglades. Are you kidding me right now? This is the greatest thing I have ever heard in my life. This is almost like I almost forgive all of my all of my issues with DeSantis. I may just forgive all of it now. Like, I need cameras. I need cameras everywhere. I don't know why the video is lagging up. So it's just Twitter is just lagging up right now. Let me see if I can get this video to unlag, because sometimes Twitter does this. And yeah, it straight up won't play right now. But yeah, plans to build a massive facility surrounded by alligators for detaining illegals in the Everglades. That is the greatest thing ever. I love it so much. Alligator Alcatraz is on its way. That is freaking fantastic. That is what I voted for, 100%. Let me see if Donald Trump has said anything new on Truth Social, so we can see if there's any updates from the man himself, which is really the like, with all the reporting out there and all the false reporting going on with Israeli media. Yes, Israeli media lying, Iranian media lying. With all of that, it's really hard to kind of filter through a lot of the bullshit. And so just keep that in mind. So Trump is still tweeting, I think. Okay. Oh, he's tweeting about Jerome Powell now. He's been after Jerome Powell for a while. This man just created world peace, and now he's going after Jerome Powell. Oh, man. I refuse to call it truth. The other day during Pete Hegseth's press conference, he said, the president of the United States sent out a truth yesterday. And I'm like, God, really? Like, are we really? It just hurts. It hurts to say it. He sent out a truth. It's my truth. My truth is what he sent out. And I'm like, oh my God, stop it. What is this right here? Democrats are going to win on Trump achieving peace. Let's see. Hang on. What is this? What is this clip?
Do you think that these are like the libertarians, or are these the day one Trump supporters, the people who were supporting back in 2016?
You'll have all of it. I think you'll have all of it. I think the far right day one supporters are not going to be motivated to vote for Republicans, period. Trump is not going to be on the ballot, so it's going to be hard to carry a lot of that weight. Probably even 5%. Just Trump not being on the ballot, probably you're going to cost yourself 5%. But I think also, before we get into that, you have to understand that you've just given the Democrats a lot of space. You've given them a lot of space to work.
Okay. I've been following Tara Bull for a while. I feel like this is taken out of context. Like, I know Owen Schroyer has been a massive critic of Trump over this whole thing. He's even tweeted out the George W. Bush bullshit. I feel like this clip is being misrepresented. I feel like this is a conversation that probably Owen had a few days ago. There's no way that this is in context to after the ceasefire. There's no way. Let's continue, though.
Work with now. And this is a Democrat Party that was dead. This is a Democrat Party that was desperate. This is a Democrat Party that is lost on all the issues. Well, you just gave them a winning issue, and that's the Middle East. You just gave them the winning issue. They can run on it for 2 election cycles now, and they'll pick up at least 5% of Trump supporters and voters, maybe 10. But as far as the Trump coalition is concerned, this is we just won a popular vote. People need to understand, and You know, I know your audience is informed and they want to understand how things really work. They don't just want to cheerlead, and neither do you. And so that's why you're such a valuable voice in this space. But they just have this belief that they can stick their nose in the air and say, MAGA, see, Trump told you so. And it's just like, oh, like abracadabra, everything's great. No, you still have to win elections. And in order to win elections, you have to have more votes than the other side. Still how the rules work. So what you have is a Trump coalition that had a bunch of different circles, let's say, in this Venn diagram, to make a Kamala Harris joke. You have your Tulsi Gabbard supporters. You have your Tucker Carlson fans. You have your Elon Musk fans. You have your libertarians. You have some liberals. So it's a very diverse populist, nationalist, common sense coalition. You've definitely lost some Tulsi Gabbard supporters. I think you've definitely lost the far right Trump supporters that are just really far right.
Regardless, there's 10 more
I don't
seconds.
think they're showing up. I think you've probably lost some Elon Musk fans. I think you've probably lost some Tucker Carlson fans. And I don't think you can repair that damage before the midterm.
Okay, so again, I want to qualify that I do believe that this clip is before the ceasefire was announced. I'm assuming. With that said, how can you make those conclusions before any of this has been worked out? Tulsi Gabbard is with Trump. Elon Musk him and Trump have, I don't know if they've put their differences behind them, but they've at least, they've agreed to a ceasefire. Elon and Trump have agreed to a ceasefire. Tucker Carlson said it tonight, thank God, in reference to the ceasefire. I don't know how you can just have these conclusions. Who is this guy? Give us some quick context. That's Owen Schroyer, longtime Alex Jones apprentice, basically. So, so he's he's basically, he's been with Alex Jones forever and a day. So, how long has Owen been with InfoWars, guys? I don't know. So, I think he's been with Alex for over a decade. I actually like Owen Schroyer. I actually don't dislike him at all. He's actually really, he's a sharp guy. He's just gotten really lost in this whole thing with the Middle East and Trump recently. He is far more intelligent on politics than I'll ever be. Far more. That's not a compliment, by the way, because who isn't smarter than me? But he's very, very versed. He's very smart. He's a good dude with a horrifically bad take in this situation. And yes, he was imprisoned back in 2023 because of January 6th, right? I believe it was J6. Yes, for being a reporter for J6. So he did go to jail for a substantial amount of time. Was it like 6 months or something like that? Let's see. Okay, so there was a lot of speculation about Netflix Yahoo. So this tweet was at 1:28. Breaking, Netflix Yahoo has officially stated that Israel has achieved the goal of removing the Iranian nuclear and ballistic missile threat and agrees to Trump's ceasefire. There was a lot of people that were like, well, Netflix Yahoo hasn't agreed to it. And this is, a statement from Netflix Yahoo right here, claiming that, now again, I don't know if this is updated or what. I just saw Autism Capital just posted this. So, who knows, right? That's one of the few accounts that's tweeting right now. Let's see. Got that one. What is that? No. It's so weird, man. All right. The Trump memes are the best. I am once again thanking you for your attention to this matter. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. I am still at a place. Let's see. I swear, dude, like you've been bitching in the chat forever. it ain't done. Awfully naive. Do you know who's naive? You, motherfucker. Because during this very episode of Cobra Cast that you're watching, I've already said, I don't think that the ceasefire will last. I've already said it. I've said it like 4 times that I hope it lasts, but it's the Middle East. It's a shit show over there. So maybe you need to do a little bit of listening. Quit being an emotional woman. Calm down. Okay? Jerk off your little mosquito dick. Whatever you need to do, just calm down. Okay? Damn. I swear. These people are way too emotional, man. Okay, I got that one. You're the one crying, Jeremy. Crying in all that super chat money I got, including all the Streamlabs donations from a drunk motherfucker who had to call me. How does that make you feel? Do you want me to let me go see if I got any others? Let's see if we got any more from him. See how much more I'll be crying. Holy fuck. Quelndar. I just want you to know, I thank you because you telling me that I'm crying forced me to go over to my Streamlabs and check it. Quelndar on Streamlabs just dropped a proper 199, ladies and gentlemen, and says it's great to get info and entertainment at the same time here with the Snake Pit. Hail the 199. Quelndar for a proper 199. And now, of course, because of that, Quelndar has brought in the jiggle physics. Everyone gets happy when the jiggle physics show up. This is what happens when you send a proper 199. We have Sydney Sweeney show up. Late night Sydney Sweeney. Everyone loves it. Everyone gets happy. Everyone supports it.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm gonna do it.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come. Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming, and now it's turned around. It turns around, and it's coming, and it's gonna. I say, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's. Oh.
And there we go. So thank you, Quelndar. I appreciate it, brother. In all seriousness, like, look, I am a very sarcastic individual. Okay. I'm very sarcastic. Sometimes that gets lost on people in the chat, and I totally understand that. Sometimes people picked up through seeing the algorithm, and they like, who is this guy? What's he talking about? You know? So I do use a lot of sarcasm because it's fun and I like sarcasm. But on all seriousness, I hope the ceasefire holds. I think that's kind of a standard, brave and stunning statement. I think literally everyone hopes that the ceasefire holds. I have doubts that it will hold. It is the Middle East. And I just don't know if that's realistic to believe. But I think you said it earlier. Was it Dark Schwartz Rising? If we get 2 weeks of peace, I think that's a monumental win for President Trump to even get any type of peace in this region. But it is a win overall for President Trump because it shows that he is not the warmonger that so many people said he was. It shows that peace was his primary objective. It showed that he's looking for the long-term peaceful success of the United States of America. That is why that's why it's called a win. Because President Trump has accomplished what he is trying to do. Now, he can't, his legacy or his, success or lack thereof on this particular situation does not lay in the hands of people if they do not hold by the ceasefire. you can't hold President Trump accountable if a ceasefire is agreed upon and then someone breaks the ceasefire. That's not Trump's fault. He got the ceasefire agreement in place. That is what he's responsible for. That's it. So, and of course, if the ceasefire does get broken, the people that want to blame Trump for everything will blame him for this, because this is how their minds operate. This is how they work. You know, anybody who's been paying attention to them knows that. So I'm not giving you like any deep insight or anything like that. I do have, I want you guys to be sympathetic to the picture I'm going to show. All right. We meme over here a lot. We say a lot of things. I want you guys to be sympathetic. Okay. So please don't be mean. We have a picture of Mark Levin and Lindsey Graham. They are very upset right now. I hope that you guys will be nice and not say anything disrespectful, because these two men are having a really tough time right now. And if you guys would just be nice, I think they would appreciate that, and I would as well. Okay. So, where are we at right here? The chat's doing exactly what I figured the chat would do. Is Epic Mike here? What's up, Epic Mike? Epic Mike in the chat. You know, he's looking forward to Mario Kart. He told me that. He said, I can't wait to play Mario Kart with you on Wednesday, Jeremy. That'll be happening on the Geeks and Gamers Play channel. So, all right, I'm getting it off this picture. I truly don't want to look at this picture anymore. So I'm just getting it off of there. Jesse MacArthur with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Mola Ram with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you as well. You guys have been way too generous tonight, and I appreciate it. Dark Schwartz Rising for 20 says, and the Hodge twins defense about Facebook stuff was, oh, we used Chat GPT. That's even worse. That is even worse. It's definitely worse. I agree completely. Let's see here. John Gets Gaming says the COD Black Ops Iran campaign will be great. John Gets Gaming says Candace thinks Jews buried dinosaur bones, by the way. Jimbo Rama says Dave Smith watches too many cartoons. Stymie says Dave, eat them nuts, Smith. When the riot says Dave, Candace, Tucker, and Jones should all be impeached. Imperial Fist Stan says worst part is these idiots will think they're winging or whining and backstabbing did something. If this ceasefire is a success, they are full of themselves. Oh yeah. I've seen so many of these guys that spent all this time crying about Trump, and they think that they're the reason. This carefully detailed, thought out plan by the Trump administration and his team, they think that they're the reason that they think that Trump made changes because of backlash on Twitter. It's crazy. Let's see. Mike S says, I've been calling out Luke Retardkowski. I really used to respect his reporting, but his TDS is nuclear level. TDS is so real and so powerful. Well, like I said, I met Luke one time, and he was super nice. I mean, but like I said, he was nice, but he didn't give a fuck who I was. He didn't know who I was. And of course, the quartering was there. The quartering introduced me, you know, and then so we're just talking and bullshitting. And then quartering like looks at Luke. He goes, you know who this is? He's like, this is Jeremy. He gets more super chats than Tim Pool. And as soon as he said that, Luke was like, oh, hey man, you want to be on my show? You can come to my show in Florida. Like we could totally hang out. And I'm like, yeah. Follow me on Twitter. We'll talk, you know? So, and of course I'm like, I'm not going on your fucking show. I'm not going on your fucking show. I got nothing against you, but I'm not going on your fucking show. When the Riot for 10 says, it could all be such a well-oiled machine, but people like Candace, Tucker, and Dave Smith make things worse. They should all take their L's and shut the fuck up already. Thank you, When the Riot. Mike S says, now that Trump trust test is over and we know who passed and failed the litmus test. How about we make MAGA great again and stop listening to influencers and start thinking for ourselves again? Well, I think so. Like, again, that's what the thing is like people, like, what I don't like about influencers and YouTubers and whatever, it's like, I don't like that they need you to think exactly like them. I've said this forever. If you want to listen to my opinions and that helps you form your opinion after listening to other people, that's totally fine. But don't just agree with me for the sake of agreeing with me, because I am an idiot. I am stupid and I am retarded. So putting all of your faith in my opinions is not a good move. It's not a good move at all. But listening to me to get a certain perspective is totally fine. But it's just going back to like covering entertainment, covering movies, covering video games, all of that. Like, I'm only giving you my opinion. Take it or leave it for what it is, but don't think of it as gospel. You know what I mean? But a lot of these people need you to agree with them. They do. They need you to agree with them. Storm Shadow says, when in Vegas, always bet on orange. LFG MAGA. Let's go. Let's see. Buddha Cafe says, if they succeed and ignite the big one, you can visit that area for over 50 years due to radiation. It's a void area on Earth's map. I Lucifer says, Alex Jones is a movie star. Watch a scanner darkly. Okay. Molar Ram says, I do not value Jeremy's opinion. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tara Crystal says, Mia Khalifa did corn, then complained about it. I know. Demon Moore Tapeworm says, look into Operation Paperclip. Let's see. Werner von Braun, aerospace engineer, founder of NASA, was a Nazi, brought to U.S. under Operation Paperclip. It's nuts. Maximus BT says, show Jeets. Polite Rue Guy says, I am only with people that are Trump 2028, Donald J. Trump. Bird Up says, all caps because cap locks is cruise control for cool. Your Barmy says, make it a reality TV, escape, become a citizen. Mike S says, yo, Trump is still up and monitoring the situation. This is what I voted for. Mike S says, think about this, boys. Everyone, including Trump himself, is up right now monitoring the situation, and not a fucking thing is happening because of Trump. By the way, Pete Hegseth is a godsend. He absolutely is awesome. Hegseth is the man. And let me see here. Illegal in Florida, choose deportation or swamp dino. That's a damn good ad right there. A damn good ad. Dems had no problem poking the bear with Russia, a country that actually has even more nukes than us, as if it wasn't flirting with World War III. The Hodge twins are still crying, saying that people need to be critical of Trump and that they are America first and not Trump first. Yeah, I mean, look, man, that, you know, they're going to deal with it how they want to deal with it. So improper 199. I think both sides have good reasons for ceasefire. Hayden Wayne says, I had my own thoughts on the situation and I had a bunch of people calling me panicking. I don't care what anyone thinks. I had valid concerns and still isn't totally quelled for me. That was a big move. I hope it's done. Well, yeah, like I said, I had concerns too. I 100% had concerns and I shared those concerns. And when people said, you know, like, well, I had concerns, and I'm like, well, so did I. It's okay to have concerns. Calling him George W. Bush is fucking retarded, though. Mike, what are you doing? Drop 5 gifted memberships. And he also says, I only agree with Jeremy on Interstellar. That is the best opinion you have ever had, brother. You know what? Mike, because you like Interstellar, I'll make you a promise. Just you, though. If you're ever walking down the street, I will not go to the other side. That's the nicest thing I've ever said to someone like you. Congratulations, buddy. Thank you, Mike. Was there something else there? What did he say? He said something else. What's my official position at Geeks and Gamers? I'm going to get a badge made. You are the token half black guy. All right? You're the token half black guy. That's it. All right? So be careful with that promise. I know. Legalize adulthood. It's the 24th of June, and I'm still not gay for $20. Let's freaking go. And he also drops 20 gifted memberships. Look at this guy. 20 gifted memberships for legalize adulthood in the house. Mad Frog says the left is acting super weird on this issue. They are. Your Barmy says they are upset because two bottoms not compatible. Aaron James says that you are the opposite of white Mike. YouTube censors black. Solo Felix says the Panickin's TDS level is approaching stage 5. I got to check Streamlabs again just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Jesse MacArthur says, I know why you are still up and why I'm still up for the matter. Anyway, thanks for not being a Panickin and always being a light. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I can't say this. Can I just highlight this one? I can't just highlight this one. So I got a $50 Streamlabs from the name is if I was driving down the street, I would say it, okay? In traffic. Fat Nagger Mike for $50. I have a cake fart, not like the internet ones. Thank you, Fat in Mike. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Freedog Corp for 5 says, Jeremy, what's your favorite kind of Coke? I like Barks root beer. Well, I mean, so if you're referring to Coke as soda, like, because growing up in the South, everything was Coke. I don't drink as much soda as I used to. It's very occasional now. I used to drink it all the time, and I rarely drink soda anymore. But when I do, I prefer Dr. Pepper. Rob says, I think it must be really tough being a pundit. They have to be early, strident, and right. If not, they have to be good at lying. Tough place to be. Well, I mean, like, I've been on the internet talking about a wide range of things for a long time now. Whether it be movies, video games, pop culture, kind of whatever. And I mean, really, I think the best way to handle things is to just be honest. Like, one thing you have to understand about being on the internet is you're always going to be hated. You're always going to piss somebody off. You're always going to be called a name. You're always going to be accused of being something. It's the nature of the internet. You can't stop it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Lean into memes, lean into labels. Don't let shit bother you. And again, I can only tell you what I do. I do not bring my when early on I mentioned my family, I learned real quick, leave my personal life out of the fucking internet. So I did that. Few people don't even when I mentioned, that my personal life, people are like, oh my God, I can't believe he's a father and all that. It's just like, leave that shit off the internet, dude. Leave it away. That's people bring their personal life into it and their fucking wife and their kids and all this. And it's like, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I would not recommend it at all. So essentially, everything about me that the internet knows is fair game. Call me out for my opinions. tell me I'm a retard, tell me I'm a Trump supporter, tell me I'm a Mossad agent, tell me I'm a bad video game player, tell me I'm a Disney Star Wars shill, tell me I support Disney because I have theme park passes because we have a theme park channel, tell me I'm a Nintendo shill, tell me I'm a Nintendo hater, tell me whatever. I don't give a fuck. That's going to happen no matter what you do. So be honest and authentic and laugh. Don't take yourself too seriously on the internet. It's that simple. Don't take yourself too seriously. The day you take yourself too seriously on the internet is the day the internet will eat you up and spit you out in a fucking minute. The internet doesn't give a fuck. It will destroy you if you take it too seriously. I don't take the internet that seriously. I have fun with it. I'm appreciative of my following. I'm appreciative of the people that support what we do. We do fan meetups, and I'll do anything in the world to go out there and hang out with people and meet them and talk with them and bullshit and make sure we have enough security to make sure everybody's safe. But yeah, man, don't take the shit too seriously. King Tater Supreme says, Mike asked us to ask you what his job is at Geeks and Gamers. Token half black guy. Dark Schwartz for 20 says, Epic Mike just had to mention Interstellar, aka the GOAT. Here's another 20. Thank you so much. Interstellar, my favorite movie of all time. It is so damn good, and it will probably never be topped as my favorite movie of all time. Mola Ram says, I do not value Jeremy's opinion. Wise words. Your Barmy says, who is Mike? He's a black guy who's half white. Mola Ram says, mighty white of you. Metaphysical says these bad influencers acted like they were waiting for an opportunity to take advantage of versus actually concerned. Jew derangement syndrome. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier says thanks for the broadcast on this ceasefire announcement. You are welcome indeed. And let me see if there's any updates because I have been reading through super chats. So let's see. Yeah, so we're we're getting that. So again, what's the next goalpost? What's the next goalpost that they're going to do? Like, I thought that he controlled Trump. What's the spin going to be now? Oh, Trump is Israel's puppet. Oh, well, they're just saying that. Okay. Just keep spinning. Whatever you need to do to keep spinning. That's totally fine. Because that's how it goes. That's how it always goes. All right. Damn. I mean, I know it's AI, but I was about to click on this link. So I checked my Rumble feed. And Rumble knows how to throw some ads at you. Okay. So there's my Rumble feed. And I was like, what's up? But yeah, that's fucking AI. But I looked. Okay. I was about to click on it. Knowing it's fake. So yeah, Rumble ads are pretty trash, but they're funny. So let me pull this one up right here. Hail to the Rumble chat. See him over there. That one. No, why didn't is that Nate's mom? Disclose TV. Trying to find it. There was a see ALX. He had it up too. I love turnarounds. Yeah, we all love turnarounds. I mean, who doesn't, right? So that was the Trump tweeted this out about 2 hours ago, hour ago. The ceasefire is now in effect. Please do not violate it. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, the greatest president of all time, and it's not even close. Not even close. Preon Corp says, remember playing Smear the You-Know-What? And yes, I do. I grew up in Alabama. I certainly remember those games, okay? I certainly do. Mad Frog says, I think this is how Russia-Ukraine would have gone if Trump was president back then. Could have saved hundreds of thousands of lives. Stolen elections have consequences. Mike S says, y'all, I'm back monitoring the situation. Trump is still the king of the world. Back to sleep. Thank you, Mike S. Appreciate that. SBZ says, Jeremy doesn't take the internet seriously until someone says Batman versus Superman is better than Interstellar. All right. Stream's over. I'm gone. I'm done. I'm done. I almost had to rage quit on that one. Thank you, SBZ. I appreciate it. Piano Dean says, hey, y'all, my 90-year-old piano mom is not doing well at the moment. If you're praying type, send one up for her and me. 199 rules. Hey, brother. It's all serious. Chat. Throw up those prayers. All right. Piano Dean, my 90-year-old piano mom is not doing well at the moment. If you're praying type, send one up for her and me. 199 rules. Thank you to the chat, and prayers up for you, Piano Dean and Piano Mom. Please keep us updated, brother. Please do. Greg says, TIT, trust in Trump. I like that. That's a very good way of thinking about it for sure. Look at all those prayers in the chat, man. Snake Pit is the best chat, hands down, and it's not even close. Thank you guys so much. All right. So the most untrustworthy people, the most untrustworthy person, in my opinion, like, seriously, I trust Zelensky more than I trust Netflix Yahoo. So here he is saying that Israel will respond forcefully if any violation of the ceasefire. So he's ready. Like, he's ready. I seriously do. I trust Zelensky more than I trust him. That's how much I don't trust this guy. Mall kiosk right there. Mall kiosk guy of world leaders. That's him. He's the mall kiosk guy. Crazy Ferret 237 becomes a new member. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And I guess we're probably, it's been a long day. This was the second stream, and then I drove like 8 hours. So as soon as I got home, I ran over here, started the stream up. So I wanted to cover all of this. So I'm probably going to end this stream now. I do appreciate all of you for hanging out with me and going through all of this. It's been a long day, and I think tomorrow is going to bring a lot more for sure. So I will be back here. I've got Tuesday night's main event tomorrow on the main Geeks and Gamers channel, but I will do probably like a 1 or a 2 p.m. stream here to kind of catch up on anything that's happening over the next, overnight and things like that. And then if I have to stream after Tuesday night's main event, I will certainly do that as well. So all of it will be happening. We're going to keep up with all of it. So, Talia Gold says, D-Day Cobra, after an 8-hour drive, you came here. Respect. Well, so I did the stream earlier. How long was earlier stream? Was it 3 hours? So I did the 3-hour stream, packed up everything, loaded it up, and then drove, and then ran home and just dropped everything at the door, came over here and fired up the stream. So you want Sabaton? You're going to get Sabaton to close out the night. And I'll see all of you tomorrow. So I hope you all have a good night. And be careful about the fake news that's out there, because there's a ton of fake news. So be careful with all of that. Stay safe. Prayers up for Piano Mom, Piano Dean. Prayers up for them. Have a good night. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.